ELA W week 12, and hello. So we're about to turn you loose on your final edits that you'll be making for your Megan Meyer, Lori Drew argumentative paragraph. And before we do, I just want to hit on a couple of our weak points because this is your last chance to improve your work. Okay, so and we all should be on page 3 of the packet, which shows us a checklist of what we should be looking for in our work. At this point, I know that all except for maybe one or two of us have a completed paragraph in terms of what we need. So now it's time to look at what we've written and figure out how to make it better, because this is going to be our last opportunity. So, in looking at our context statements, they're good. Overall, we say what we need to. Remember, the context statement just tells us the basic information of the case. And looking at our opinion statements, everyone, I believe, has done a good job saying Lori Drew is guilty of involuntary manslaughter because, or conversely, Lori Drew is innocent because. And that because word is so important in linking our two simple sentences. Are we giving reasons? And so far, yes, our details have been very good. And so if we're to paint this as an ADE, the way that this is very close to our ADE strategy, where maybe we give context and then our answer statement or claim or opinion statement. Context has been very good. The answer statements have been very good. Our details generally match, and Ms. DeVries and myself have been walking through, and we've seen that you are doing a good job finding examples of what makes Lori Drew's actions reckless. Okay? Especially that part about Ashley and the warning that I'm seeing so frequently in our work. Here's where we're falling short, though. The E. What's the E for? Altogether, what's the E for? Explanation. What's the point of the explanation? Someone remind us. Okay, yes, it is supposed to explain again. It's supposed to connect to your answer statement. What else is the explanation supposed to say? No, it doesn't tell us what the detail is. Here's what the explanation statement does. It connects the detail to the answer, okay? So, if your answer statement is, I like ice cream, and your detail statement is, I eat ice cream every single day, then your explanation needs to explain how the evidence of you eating ice cream every day connects to your original statement. And it's very easy. That's why it's a little frustrating to see, because you've done the hard work. You've made your claim. Lori Drew is guilty. You've given your detail. She ignored the warning. Now your explanation just needs to connect the two. Okay? And it does need to tie in this case, it needs to tie in the wording used in the law. What's the most important word in that involuntary manslaughter law that we looked at that we're holding Lori Drew accountable to? Reckless. 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 Does your detail prove that she was acting reckless? If so, that's the point of your explanation statement, is to say, therefore, these actions may be seen as reckless. That's how you connect the detail to the answer statement. Your answer, she's guilty because she was reckless. Your detail, she did some reckless stuff. Your explanation just needs to say, that's what connects the two. The word reckless. So, we are going to have a little time to work on that. But first, we're going to skip ahead. We're actually going to do the exit ticket before we give you more time to work. And you've all been receiving feedback through Google Docs, and I just want to give us an idea of how to interpret our feedback. Again, it has to do with explanation statements because that is our weakest point. Looking at the student paragraph, let's have someone read. Okay, now that you've read the paragraph out loud and we see the highlighted portion, we want to figure out how to make this paragraph better, okay? And by and large, this is very representative of our work. This isn't a bad paragraph, but there is a very weak sentence because the explanation isn't there. So, Ashley also tried to warn Lori to stop because this was getting out of hand, but Lori didn't care. Is that true? Yes. How do we know? Exactly. It's in Ashley's testimony. Now, could this sentence be made better by citing the source? Yeah, of course it could. But we're not focused on that. Let's have someone read Ms. Maxud's commentary on the side. So revise your explanation sentence. Your explanation needs to explain the detail, proves the opinion statement to be true. Reread the explanation statement. This shows that Lori still didn't care about what Ashley had to say, so Lori still continued talking to Megan on MySpace. What's wrong with the explanation statement? Exactly, it doesn't connect. So, instead of saying, so Lori still continued talking to Megan on MySpace and telling us more about the story, the explanation needs to focus on what the detail means. Okay? We're going to take 60 seconds to answer this question independently. Based on the feedback given by Ms. Maksud, how will this statement answer the question, what do I need to change to fix my mistake? And this is something that we're all also a little bit weak on and we can improve, and that is revising our work based on feedback in the comments section. It's very frustrating to Mr. Vries and myself when we leave commentary on the margins of your work and we see that you've hit resolve without having actually resolved the issues we highlighted. So take your 60 seconds and answer the question. Okay, and we're back. So, based on the feedback given by Ms. Maksud, how will this statement answer the question what I need to change? A, raise your hand if you think she should add another detail. No. Was the detail the problem? It was not. Explanation is the problem. B, I need to change one of my details. Again, did Ms. Maksud mention the detail? No. What she mentioned? The explanation. And what's the point of the explanation? I should see every single hand up right now. What is the point of our explanation statements? Yes, indeed. It is to connect our claim and our detail, and to explain how this detail proves the claim to be true. Okay? This is lawyer work. This is very high level. C, I need to add another explanation. Okay. Who believes that C is the correct answer? Okay, and why? Because the explanation was the problem, and so if it's a problem, add to another one. Look, you could, I'm not saying that it would be bad to add another explanation statement, but why add more instead of just changing what we have? Okay, we can tweak this. Raise your hand if you circled D. Okay, it's the correct answer. You need to change the explanation. What should the explanation do? Okay, we're going to have some time now for you to work on your own explanation statements. The feedback is in Google Docs. Open your computers to 90 and begin.